Welcome to your week, folks. All new episode of So Bad It's Good with Ryan Bailey, pop culture roundup with the one and only, coming off a triumphant first season of her own podcast called So True with Sophie Ross. Please make sure you go subscribe. Make sure you go give it a positive review. If you don't want to do that, just buzz off. Also, her Substack, which is amazing as well. New content every week on that. The one, the only Sophie Ross. Sophie, I just said you looked really great today, and you were like, no, I just drove back from Jersey.
Yeah, I just drove back from, and also since you're recording this now for YouTube, I'm like, oh my God, how do I look? We drove back from Jersey today, like just got back like an hour ago. And then I was like, I'm going to take a quick power nap. And the reason that I asked you to record earlier is that we're going to see everything everywhere all at once tonight.
Now I hear that's amazing. Now I hear that is the multiverse that you should be paying attention to and not the Doctor Strange multiverse.
No, exactly. I've heard it's amazing. And my boyfriend's roommate never ever goes to movie theaters. He's like very anti-movie theaters, like he hates them. And he was like, no, we have to go see it. And I was like, okay, like I'm coming.
I love that. Did your boyfriend see Top Gun yet?
No, he says he doesn't want to see it, and I don't know why, but I want to see it.
Wait, what? Like the one man thing that I thought I could be a man with him about, he doesn't even want a man out with me on?
You know what? I think it's because the original Top Gun was like before his time. Like he's like a little baby sometimes.
Dude, I'm like, oh, this frustrates me so much. I thought this was
know.
Be
I want to see it though. I want to see it though. My boyfriend was born in 1994. So it's like he's like such a baby,
okay, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So like
damn, I thought this. Okay, well, you know what? He'll see it when he's meant to, and then he's going to see what a manly movie it is.
Right. I told him that. I was like, this is a guy's guy movie. And he was like, I don't want to. I was like, okay.
Sounds like a real whiner. That's all I'm saying. Like, you know what? Speaking of content, I was just talking on the Patreon about this, is that there's so much good TV and like so much good TV and TV that I've never heard about that people keep recommending. And the thing that I watched last night as a straight dude was Fire Island on Hulu, which is,
I want to watch. Oh my God. I said, because we were picking out a movie last night to watch, we ended up watching, Total Recall for like 5 minutes and we fell asleep. I was like, we should have watched Fire Island.
Wait, Total Recall, the 80s movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Is that what it was? I remember.
Well, I think they redid Total Recall, like they rebooted it.
It was the original Colin Farrell one.
Oh, they redid it. Yeah, the Arnold Schwarzenegger one is they need to reboot Top Gun so he can get into that. Well, anyways, I watched this Fire Island, which is like a gay rom-com because it's Pride Month. So we've got to celebrate our LGBTQ plus, we got to be allies. We got to do all this stuff. So I watched this because I was so confused on what to watch. And I was like, oh, these guys are funny. And it was funny. It was like, I don't know if I liked, it was cool. It was fine. It was good. But it was like, also like I've watched so many bad straight rom-coms that I was like, already this is good, you know?
I want to watch it. I heard it's really cute. Also, now the YouTube audience can see my duct tape lamp if you haven't been following along with that saga. But yeah, I heard it's super cute. It's on my watch list. But I finished Stranger Things season 4, the episodes that are out. Have you watched it yet?
Okay, no, I haven't. And like, so all I know is the Kate Bush song is really popular again.
Oh, it's so good.
And Kate Bush actually made a statement. So is it because there's 2 more episodes that air in July? Did this live up to your expectations?
It's amazing. I said this last week. It honestly, and I was not prepared to care because season 3 was 3 years ago at this point. I was like, I didn't really care that much when I watched season 3. Season 2, it was kind of all going off of what happened in season 1. I was like, okay, how much more can they milk this? And then I watched season 4. I was like, oh my God, it was better than any of the seasons combined, honestly.
So the last 2 episodes, I think, are like an hour and a half each. So it's kind of like 4
like
episodes.
2 hours. Yeah. Like 2 hours each. All of these episodes were really long in season 4, but honestly, they didn't drag. Like they flew by because it was just like good content.
How's Millie Bobby Brown in it? Is she good?
I have complicated feelings about. Okay, so I do think that she was good. I don't think that she's gonna get like an Emmy. I think that the front runner should be Sadie Sink, and then the guy who plays a newcomer, Eddie Munson, I think his name is Joseph Quinn. I mean, the cast is amazing. Finn Wolfhard, he's like one of those child actors that grows into an adult, and it's like, wait, you actually can't act? In my opinion, that's my opinion. Like, I'm sorry, some of these child actors, like, they're cute, like little kid actors. Then when they grow into, you know what I mean? They grow into adults, you're like, wait, you like actually can't act.
But think about the pressure for a young kid for their parents to put them in this, and then they're like, I don't even know what I'm doing in these scenes, you know?
I know. Like, Finn Wolfhard is like, L. That's like all he ever says.
The Sadie Sink, you guys, was the one that Taylor Swift used in the 10-minute version. All is well. Yeah, she's the actor. All too well. So all is well. All is all too well.
Swifties, I'm with you. I'm with you. Don't worry.
I love you, dude. I'm full on Swift Army. I enrolled like 2 years ago.
Oh, sure.
No, seriously. I just didn't know but all too well. Like, it's so funny that song in particular. I'm a more recent Taylor Swift fan in the last couple of years. I didn't realize how much that song meant to people. So when the 10-minute version, like every meme, everything online was listening to the 10-minute version of All Too Well again. Like, I forgot what a stranglehold that song had on women.
It still has me in a chokehold. Honestly, today when we were driving back from Jersey, speaking of my boyfriend and his roommate, we were driving with his roommate and I was DJing and I was like, I know you guys love this song because they do. And we played the whole 10 minutes.
It's a great song. It's I've seen the music video a bunch of times. I love, like, Jake Gyllenhaal. He's another example of a dude. If you just don't comment on it, you will survive the storm.
Yeah.
Remember how much hatred there was for Jake Gyllenhaal that one weekend this past year? Yeah. And he got through it, I think.
He did. He's fine. He's fine. Don't feel bad for Jake Gyllenhaal. Dylan O'Brien is so hot in that video. Like,
Dylan O'Brien, man, can I tell you a story? At my old job, Dylan O'Brien, I remember him. He was a YouTube kid. Like, but he would just do funny sketches. And I remember Liz York, his manager at the time, I remember being on the phone with her going, I have this kid I found on YouTube. He is so funny and talented and nice. And he had to have been like 14 at the time or something. And I was like, okay, yeah, let's set him up for classes and stuff. And I remember coming in, always a super nice kid. I watched some of his little YouTube sketches and they were like really funny for that age. And like, just to see what he grew into is like every girl, like everybody's saying they should replace Ezra Miller with him in The Flash. Like, and every girl seems to love Dylan O'Brien now.
Yeah, no, he's really hot and like has a lot of charisma, and yeah.
He's always hanging out with DeSuze from DeSuze and Mero. Is that how you say his name? The two dudes from Showtime and had the radio show. Black dudes, really funny.
I don't know if I know who you're talking about.
Oh, anyways, like I always like, it looks like that's his best friend that he's always hanging out with. And that dude's super funny too. So it's like, they seem like a funny crew. That guy, like Dylan O'Brien, I think is really funny. Speaking of Ezra Miller though.
Sometimes, and he tweeted the other day, he was like, not flirting, just hot and talking. And I was like, I relate to that.
See, I read that and I was like, I would love to someday be able to do a tweet like that. Like, I would love to, you know, like.
By the way, I'm now self-conscious of everything I do now that you have YouTube. I usually drink out of my water bottle, but we got plastic water bottles for the long car ride. So I'm drinking out of a plastic water bottle. I usually don't. So don't judge
me. My God.
Don't cancel me.
Oh my God. I never, at this point, I was just getting into arguments with on TikTok because I posted an Erica Jane video of that one scene this week where she was like, I didn't want to go to Sutton's anyways. I just wanted to stay here and not put on an outfit. And Mikey's like, yeah, cool. Mikey seemed like scared to death that like even the dog Tiago was like, fuck, I don't have the house alone.
How is she still paying him?
It's got to be at this like coupons or like IOUs at this point. And the other assistant, Leia, is I think Layla, she's been there for the last couple of years too. And it's like they're all working on laptops, but I'm like, what the fuck are you working on? Like, what are you on your laptops about in front of Erica? Do you pretend like you're working when she comes in the room? Like, what are we doing for Erica?
Nobody knows.
Did you watch this week?
Yes, I did watch this week. I think I was like I like barely remember anything though. I don't think I was paying very good attention. So I need to watch it again.
It's fine. You didn't need to. But my thing is like on TikTok, she still has these stands that I just week after week, I just kind of like yo, like, I get it. Like you like your favorite character and I don't like your favorite character. And that makes you upset at me. So I get that kind of emotional rainbow that you're going through. But what are you, what are you sticking up for at this point? Like you're sad that she cannot resell her clothes and get new clothes. Like, what are we sad about? Like, that's, like what is are you sad because you need to see her live on tour and she's, like what
I
are
don't
we
know.
sad?
I've only seen like ironic stands of hers. I didn't know that there were like genuine stands. Like I don't know what they're fighting for.
Well,
I
they're
don't
always
know.
like no names, like user 6578321.
It's literally that's what the assistants are doing.
That's what I in one comment, I was like, Mikey, is this you? Like, because I just
Mikey.
didn't know. I wonder if he'll ever go by Michael one day. Like he's grown past Mikey.
It's too late now. It's too late.
So the thing leading into this though is there was this huge drama which almost eclipses the actual show now. Did you pay attention to this Patrick secret PR guy, Rinna bullshit?
I'm so confused by it all. I'm so confused.
So last Sunday
I know
when we
happened, but like I don't know who to believe.
Okay, I'm going to tell you who to believe right now, but everybody can make their own decision. So last Sunday we talked about this, and I told you, I said, so this guy's saying Rinna doxed him, but he texted her first, and I said it just seems weird. It seems like this guy wants attention. And I didn't really pay it much attention. And then throughout the week, he kept doing other things like posting pictures of him meeting with lawyers and like I am suing Lisa Rinna for. I got millions of messages, which is just. Listen, Rinna has a lot of fans, but not a million people are texting this guy. Like, right, it's just not happening.
He was like millions of death threats. I was like, what? Millions?
I was like, dude, this is why you shouldn't text people if you don't have listen, I told everybody on Friday, I said, I've been given so many celebrities' phone numbers. I was given all the Kardashians' numbers at one point, and I'm sure they've changed it 80 times since, but I never would have used when Rinna's number leaked, everybody was like, did you call it? I'm like, no, like I'm a weirdo, but I'm not a weirdo. Like, like,
I'm a
would
weirdo.
you ever do that?
I'm a freak. I don't fit in.
I'm a bad boy, dude. Like, of course, but I'm a different kind of bad boy.
Yeah. Who does that? Like, it's nice to have in your phone contacts, but you're not actually going to do anything about it.
Yeah. Like it's fun to have Kris Jenner in there, in case she texts me someday, it'll pop up. Right. So anyway, so then it gets even further where this account your moms are watching, which by the way, this is why fandom is so funny. This lady who I went live with Talk of Shame on Thursday, and this lady, your moms are watching, I'm sorry, I'm forgetting her actual name, came in and she had this DM conversation with Patrick saying like, I know it's Kathy that hired you to do this. Can you go on your record? And he was like, I'm a professional PR person. I work for many celebrities across. I've signed an NDA. And then she was like, does it rhyme with Milton? And he's like, yes. And I'm like, that's one of your first big. And then she posted all of these screenshots. And my thing was, it's like two-sided, was like, she says in these DMs, I want to grow my account. So like, she knows this is like a hot topic. She can get people into it. And she posts like funny memes and stuff. But so she does this and her account she grew, you guys, I think 15,000 people in this last couple of days, just by this one interaction. And my frustration was though, that when you put this shit out, like I read this and I think a lot of us read this and was like, oh, this guy's full of shit. Like this guy's completely wacko, because if you're a private PR consultant, he released a statement saying he works for the biggest celebrities in the world. And he got paid $27,000, $737.77, which he also said in the DMs, he was 1099 for. So you usually get a flat fee, not taxes taken out. Like there were so many holes in this. And I was like, it's kind of dangerous when you put this shit out there. And I know everybody wants to get their accounts growing and all of that stuff. I get it. Like I totally get it. But it's like really frustrating because then everybody ran with this. Even Lisa Rinna did, you guys. And on Thursday night, Lisa Rinna reposted all of this stuff, wanting to believe desperately that Kathy did hire this guy. And it just, Rinna did have to take down those posts because Kathy's people did get involved and go, yo, we don't ever know about this guy. This is like Kathy Hilton, you guys would hire real people that would shut their fucking mouths, like wouldn't blab in DMs to random accounts, Right.
It's like, you expect us to believe that happened? Like, I just don't believe it. And like, why would you break a Hilton NDA? Like
in a rhyming game, does it rhyme with Schmilton?
Right. And he was like, you're welcome for the storyline, everyone. It's like, this is the dumbest storyline that literally no one asked for and no one wants.
You're welcome to the storyline. Like, that's what frustrated me is like, there's actual storylines happening. Let's focus on the actual ones. And I'm not saying that Kathy didn't say something wild in Aspen. I have a feeling she probably did. And that's why Lisa and all these people are pushing so hard to get it revealed. But I don't think this guy just wanted attention like we all do. He just went about it the wrong way. And now I think he's actually left himself open for lawsuits. So he's probably going to get, I kind of think this isn't going to be good for him in the long run.
I don't think it's good for him. And yeah, I agree that he's like off his rocker and full of shit, honestly. But also thank you for the storyline, which won't be covered on Beverly Hills. Yeah, thank you so much for the storyline. How could we
if you have an address, I would love to send you a shirt or something.
Oh my God.
Oh, which by the way, shit, I'll just say it on here. I need you to pick out a shirt you want from the web store. We're sending you merch.
Oh my God. Hell yes.
Yeah. I have that on my notes right here. Okay. So moving on. So that is tonight, or actually it'll be last night, the MTV Movie Awards, Movie and TV Awards. And they had the entire cast of Beverly Hills. Erica came out all triumphant in pink. Did you see that cast photo with all of them presenting at the awards?
I don't think I saw the official photo, but I saw some of their outfits. I'm going to look it up. Hold on.
As a lady, tell me fashion wise, if you think any of these are slays.
Oh my God. Why can't I find the most recent photo? Red carpet. Wait, did she wear this blue outfit or is this an old photo?
I think that's an old. I think
that's old. That's old. That's old.
Yeah, I think she was like in a big pink number.
Okay. Real Housewives, Beverly Hills, MTV. It was the MTV Awards.
Movie Awards. Yeah. The way they taped it on Thursday and it's going to come out tonight.
Red carpet 2022. I'm trying to figure out what to Google to make it pop up. I don't know why I didn't see these yet.
I know it's
wait. Okay, wait. I see Garcelle. I don't see Erica. Can you text me a link?
Yeah. It was on Queens by Bravo.
Queens of Bravo. Okay,
yeah,
wait, I'm on it.
He posted it the other day. On Thursday night, he posted it.
Queens of Bravo. Queens of Bravo.
Okay. I'm seeing it.
I see. Ew, no. Kyle, I feel like Kyle always just looks plain. Erica looks so scary. Garcelle looks like Meredith Marks at the Salt Lake City reunion.
Yes. Yeah.
Was that Brooks Marks Couture?
Dude, is it? It looks exactly like that, actually.
Oh my God. No.
Do you think Erica wore that bright of a color to stand out? Or do you think that was just like everybody else muted and she went, because Sutton's all in orange. So I wonder if that was any kind of planned out thing at all.
I don't know, but they all look like clowns. Guys look like clowns.
Okay. That's good. That's a good point. Okay. So let's see here. Moving on. Congratulations are in order to, this is kind of nice. Heidi Montag is pregnant again. Spencer Pratt, they finally got pregnant. Spencer and Heidi are having baby number 2. I know they've been trying for so long. So it's like, it's kind of nice. I wonder if Courtney and Travis got inspired by this of like, see babe, we can do it.
I saw a Demois thing about like 2 A-listers are having a baby very soon. And it's like, you never know with Demois, but it's like, who would these they were like, this child will be on the level of Shiloh, Jolie Pitt, or like Surrey Cruz. So like 2 A-listers. I'm like, who are 2 A-listers that would get pregnant right now? And people were like,
would it be Courtney and Travis considered A-list?
Oh my God. And I don't know. I'm so Kravis. I have Kravis fatigue, honestly.
I think what did it for me was just the drinking of the man goo for me was like, wait a sec. This is like, I just feel like they're just making up stuff at this point. I did want to ask you though, in terms of Kardashians, just because this seems like something you would write about. You might've already wrote about this. In terms of like Kim Kardashian announced a skin line, like a skincare line, but she copied the name from another lady that had already had a line of this. And it was what they're always accused of doing is kind of cannibalizing lesser known influencers, you guys. I'm sure you know that as well. But like, why wouldn't Kim do her due diligence and already know that this line was out there? Why would she take this name without paying this lady?
And apparently this woman who's like, it's a Black owned business, I think based in Brooklyn or Williamsburg or something. And she sent, when she originally found out that Kim was launching this, because it was like out kind of like there were whispers about it before this official launch, she sent a cease and desist. Like she was like, hey, this is my business. She's already verified on Instagram with the skin and it's stylized SKKN. And then people are saying that Lori Harvey's brand is skin SKN. So it's like, and also, again, it's like, just stop with all of the businesses. Like Kylie already has, her skincare lines. You're competing with her now. And it's like, no one needs more skincare lines. We do not need any more celebrity skincare lines. I don't care if the bottles are refillable, so it's sustainable. It's all terrible for the environment. Skims is doing really well. Skims is
a good product, right? From what I hear.
A great business idea. From what I've heard, people like Skims products. Focus on Skims. Like, what? It's never enough for them. Like, it's never enough.
See, that's the thing I keep arguing about in my own head of like, when does it get to a point of, I was using an example of Bethany Frankel because they give her an icon award at this MTV Awards tonight. And, I was like, Bethany's already rich. She has like a real business, yet she wants to keep giving her opinion about like random pop culture and reality show things. And I'm like, why? Like, wouldn't the thing about being rich and having a real business is you don't have to play in this sandbox? Like, why do you have to cannibalize everything? And the Kardashians, I just get to a point like they're cannibalizing from each other now, their own blood of like, they're like you said, Kylie has a skincare line. Why is Kim doing it? Like they're competing now against each other. I really think, and now Kim's in her mogul status where she's having dinner all the time with Bezos or Musk or any of these people. Like I'm telling you, she will. And I've said this for 4 years now, she'll be running for some sort of office in California to start with in the next 10 years, period.
God, I don't know if I can handle that.
I can handle it.
It doesn't matter who the celebrity is. I'm so over celebrity skincare lines. So many of them are just, I think that Rare Beauty is like Selena Gomez's makeup brand, apparently really great products. Like, I think if you're passionate about it and actually put your heart into products, it's like, how could Kim possibly really put her heart and soul into these products when she already has a million things going on? She has her law school stuff. She has Skims. She has the show. She has it's like it's just a cash grab. And they haven't even released the ingredients list yet. And for people that actually are, kind of into skincare, myself included, it's like, nothing really tells us anything so far about. It's like gentle gel cleanser that removes all makeup. It's like, what about this is different than any other freaking gel cleanser on the market? You're not telling us any ingredients, anything that's special about this. Like, I'm so sick of it.
See, that's what confuses me. And I've always said, like, listen, I know I'm not a girl that pays attention to a lot of this stuff like women do, but it always like, why? I mean, like, why are they like, how do you keep improving on this? Like, how is there even a possibility of keeping improving on skincare? I feel like, haven't we gone as far as we can? Like, is there like, unless we're using like stem cells at a certain point, like, haven't we done what we can at this point? Like, what is the goal? Just to look like Kim? And she got that done with amazing surgery. We can't look like that,
Right. And I think that if you're actually like, she was like, I developed this with the top doctors. It's like, okay, cool.
I love to picture that.
There's it's like, I'm sure you were in the
Kim in the lab with a beaker. Like, doctor, come quick. I just added rosemary.
Yeah. She's like, scalpel. No, that's like not. That's not. But what I mean is that like, so far we've gotten no indication that any of these products are special. There are no ingredients at all that we know of. Like, there's nothing. If they were like, hey, this has very, very, very special like tea tree oil, I don't fucking know, but it's like, give us some details. Instead it's like gentle gel cleanser or like clarifying toning mist for a refresh. It's like, that's literally all we have. I was like looking at the description. I'm like, none of this adds anything to like the conversations that we already have about skincare. It's like, I'm so sick of these like generic, and also it's like the greenwashing, like trying to be like refillable packages. So it's like less waste. And it's like,
and it's less money for them. They don't have to pay for more bottles. Like it's going to be,
right.
I mean, like
$5 off just to order like the stuff without the packaging. And it's like, it's not even sustainable when you really think about it, because the world doesn't even need this brand. So it's like all of the waste that's being caused by this brand. It's like, no one needs it. No one asked for this. The world doesn't need another skincare line. And I feel this way about all of the celebrity skincare lines, honestly, like Hailey Bieber's that she's been teasing for like months. I'm like, where's the skincare, Hailey? Where is it? You've been teasing it. Where is it? RHOBH Beauty.
What if we did this where we make them for a year use only their products, and then they can release it to the public? But we need documentation. They've used no other skin product. Kim can only use her skin product for a year. It's tested on Kim, and then she can sell it to the public. Same with Hailey.
Yeah.
Like
I don't care.
It also makes me respect that 90 Day Fiance girl that just started selling like boob sweat, and she supposedly makes $50,000 a week. And it's like, at least like that's boob sweat. You know, like she's not lying. It's boob sweat. It's not going to do anything for you. But it always reminds me of like, did you do this when you were a kid, like a little kid, like 5 years old, where you'd be playing with your friends and you would make like a witch's potion, and you would put some like just stupid leaves and put water and you would stir it up? Like, did you ever like have like,
yeah, I would make like mud pies.
Exactly. That's exactly like, I don't know. It's completely ridiculous. I know you probably didn't watch Kardashians this week, but they brought up Pete for the first time. And she said, and people are like actually treating this like it's like women empowerment, where she was like, I saw Pete at SNL. He didn't come to my party. And then a week later, I called the producers and said, do you have Pete's number? Basically, I was DTF. So like she went after Pete instead of the other way around.
Yeah, she was like, I heard about this BDE.
Yes, like I heard about like, I mean, I know like girls should be able to get theirs just as much as guys do, but it almost sounded more transactional than I thought. Of like, I knew I needed to get back on the horse sometime, and I do love a big dick. Like it sounded so. And then the other thing she said, Sophie, was she said, this is why it's like right place, right time. She goes, do you know, we just sometimes just sit and watch TV shows together and it's fun. And I was like, well, I'm going to knock you off your ass, Kim, if you ever date me, because that's all we'll be doing. And you're going to love me. And she goes, I fell asleep at 8:30 and we're both obsessed with skincare, which I was like, Pete Davidson's obsessed with skincare? Like that just didn't make sense. He put pimple cream on her nose while she was asleep. And so she woke up and she thought it was the sweetest thing ever. And I was like, this girl, if this is really what she likes, she has just never been with an average dude, and it's like blowing her mind because he just treats her nice.
The bar is on the floor.
That's what I'm saying.
It's like, I'm still not buying it. I'm still not buying it that they've ever even had sex. I'm sorry.
Dude, I saw him in a really tailored black suit this weekend at something, and I'm like, they've definitely had sex. Like that's a Kim Kardashian, like that's
your opinion.
Okay, moving on. Let's see here. We got let's see. Sorry, Jeff Lewis's Memorial Day party. Jeff Lewis, did you ever watch Flipping Out?
From Flipping Out, yeah.
Yeah, his new show actually comes on Freevee, and it's called like Hollywood. It's like really good, actually. I watched.
Excuse me, what's Freevee?
Well, thank you for asking. So this is not an advertisement, but it used to be IMDb TV, which is an app, and they would have like movies on it. But now it's called Freevee, and they did a whole Jeff Lewis show that is named like Hollywood Properties or something with Jeff Lewis. It's Flipping Out, you guys, and it was like I loved Flipping Out. So this is exactly Flipping Out. It's just that you have to get this app Freevee to watch it free. So it's another streaming thing, but they put a lot of money on it because it's even shot better than Flipping Out was. But he had a Memorial Day party last week, and this guy, he runs in like a very interesting crowd. It was Shannon Bedore, Kelly Dodd, Stuart O'Keefe, who is his boyfriend, the chef, it just seemed like he hangs out with these kind of like the Kelly Dodd of it all cracked me up. And then I saw a wrestling video where Kelly Dodd was at a Beverly Hills hotel with Jeff Lewis's co-host Megan, and they wrestled on a red carpet in front of the Beverly Hills hotel. Like and you hear her husband, that dude is like filming it. It's like, yeah. I'm like, this is Kelly Dodd's insane. It's like Tamra and Teddy to the 10th degree of just constantly talking shit on other people to get attention.
She's lost it. I don't know how I feel about the name Free V. Like, what is that?
It's not great. It makes me feel weird saying, because it's FREEVEE. And I'm like, I don't, that's just as
Free V.
But it's a great, guys. It comes out this Friday, I think, and it's actually really good. So, I mean, other than the name, it was like nice to see Jeff back on my TV. Wait, did you see the Gwyneth Paltrow and Kourtney Kardashian? They were on the show this week too, and they came up with "Smells Like My Poochie" candle.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
Oh my God, I can't with them.
So tell me about, Sophie, you had your first season of your podcast. You really enjoyed it, right?
Yes, loved it. Had the best time.
Now you will be doing a second season, correct?
Yes, we're coming back. Producer Bob actually got married this weekend. Mazel tov to Bob. He's the
Bobby!
best. Bobby! And he's going on like an amazing honeymoon, and he's going to be in Europe for a little bit. So yeah, we're just taking a break. And I'm actually like, I have had so much on my plate lately. So like, I'm kind of like, for the summer, I'm excited to like have a little bit more time on my hands for like free time and fun activities. So like, yeah, but we're going to come back in either July, probably July. We haven't the exact date yet. Yeah, but July is the plan.
I always love to talk to podcasters what has this taught you? Has this like kind of changed anything, like going through the process of doing your own show, or even, how writing is, how different is it from your writing?
Oh yeah. Well, like, it's definitely different than writing. I feel like I'm such like a perfectionist and a planner with my writing and things like that. But I feel like podcasting, and it depends on the type of podcast you have, because some people have like the very highly produced, they have a whole script. Like I do, like we're doing now, which is just like a free flowing conversation, but it's like, it's a lot of work. It's a lot. It was like 7 days a week we were working on it, whether it was recording or re-recording or making edits or, listening to it back and picking out more things to edit. And then, writing the description and getting everything.
Yeah, it's so many little things.
Right. Like I have so much respect to everyone, including you, obviously, for all of the work that they put into podcasting. Like it really is so much work, but I loved I'm like, now I know how to upload a podcast to like Spotify, which I always thought, I was like, this is like crazy.
I know.
Upload podcasts.
And you find out, you're like, okay, there's an actual process. You just, you click this and you click that and hope,
right. So yeah, no, it was like great to kind of like get that,
Who are your dream guests, like shooting for the stars? Like not friends, not people you like, who are like the people of like, if I had my druthers, I would.
Oh my God, how funny would it be if I got John Mayer on my podcast? Because he's actually hilarious. Like we would have such a good back and forth.
See, that's what I would actually love to have somebody like you interview him rather than Andy, or, because I would like somebody that would actually like, that's what like, it would be just nice, because if somebody's willing to be honest with you and you have respect for that person, but you also want to ask a couple things that we've never known before, or his opinion on how people perceive him, I would find that a fascinating discussion.
Are you like, is this a Make-A-Wish campaign? Are you?
Yeah, kind of like this is you got to, what I've learned is that you got to put this out into the universe. So you got to do
out of the universe that John Mayer, who by the way, listens to my podcast. He told me, so no, I'm kidding.
I'm like, what?
I always do that. I'm like, whenever we talk about a celebrity, I'm like, Kourtney Kardashian is actually like a known fan of the show. So hi, Kourtney.
Wait, what'd you just say?
Nothing, never mind.
Kourtney, it's like, oh my God. So let's see. Okay. A couple of quick hits. So new season in July, you guys, but if you subscribe real quick, it'll show right back up in your feed whenever she does a new episode. But what's cool about having a season of shows is that you can go back and catch up. They'll always be there, which is that's the cool thing about all of this. Now we know, of course, the Amber Heard, Johnny Depp stuff, and I'm not going to get into the weeds and all that stuff, but I found it frightening in a lot of ways. The only thing I wanted to bring up though, is that I was reading these things and I've seen this TikTok videos and all this stuff. There's been 4 million signatures to get Amber Heard cut out of Aquaman 2. Now, she only I think she had a bigger part and it's been cut down to 15 minutes in the movie. And my opinion is they'll try to cut it down even further than that. My concern though, and I spoke about this on another podcast, was that you have somebody like Ezra Miller. And they have had a lot of issues in Hawaii. They've been arrested frequently. And if you my fear is they're going to try to just cut Amber completely out. And they're going to end up keeping somebody like Ezra, who seems even more troubled than Amber. And I'm just using this. I'm not talking about the trial, but I'm just talking about even in terms of how we view things in this world. I would find it very troubling if that happens, yet they keep this guy. Keep them in this movie because it's, they've spent hundreds of millions of dollars. But I feel like you can't do one thing with this and another with this. I would think you would have to replace both because they're both in the DC comic book universe. And that's why I'm bringing it up. Do you think that would be fair?
Well, it just shows how much our society hates women. You never saw this amount of vitriol for Harvey Weinstein or Kevin Spacey. The amount of vitriol and just absolute hatred and just viciousness towards her. And I have a lot of thoughts on the trial, and I'm going to kind of put my thoughts.
Yeah, I'm sure you're going to write. Yeah.
I have a lot of thoughts on it. I think that it's very disheartening. And I know a lot of people listening have kind of, not the people listening, because the people listening to the show are very smart, but I've had a lot of conversations with a lot of people who I had higher hopes for, who have been brainwashed by the Johnny propaganda because that's all they see on their feed. So I understand why it happens, but it's once you do more research, you're wow, our society just hates women.
Well, you bring up a really fascinating point is that, and by the way, I'm not, cause I think I always say two things can be true at once. Amber Heard can have made a lot of bad moves in that relationship. So did Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp also is the more famous of the two. Johnny Depp was also the one texting her that he wanted to fuck her dead corpse. And there was with superstar Paul Bettany. Yeah.
For years, she was saying, "Mom, I love him, but I'm terrified of him. I'm terrified of this man." He was abusive to her for years.
Well, listen, I think they're both nutty because even listening to the Amber Heard stuff, there were parts of it that I'm yeah, that's kind of gross on Amber's behalf. But also, she was also proven that there was this drunken mess that at this point, I have it for a good authority that Johnny, when he partakes in his mega pints, he gets to be, like a lot of us, a different person when he drinks.
Oh yeah, and that's
so wild shit happens. But I'm not saying he's not beloved. I'm not saying he's not an amazing actor.
I'm saying that he sucks. Johnny Depp sucks. I'm sorry. And we don't need our victims to be perfect. The fact that everyone's well, Amber Heard did this. And it's if you actually look into the case and see how much he was battering her, literally battering her, and the cuts on her arm from being dragged across glass by Johnny. And he was it was self-harm, but it was it's not where someone would self-harm themselves. It was on a weird angle of her arm that literally looked like she was dragged across shards of glass. The bruises, the couples therapist saying, yeah, she showed up with marks and bruises on her face. She had texts to her mom and her sister. He almost threw her sisters down a flight of stairs. And that's when she ended up punching him, was because she got very protective of her sister when he was drunk and was doing a motion he was going to push her down the stairs. He was a terrifying human being and a very powerful one at that. And he made it his mission to ruin her life when all of this started. And he did. Her career is over. And this is another way of controlling. He's controlling her and abusing her now through the courts. And the fact that she can be found that she defamed him, even though she didn't even name him in the article, and was basically just, her article has been proven right. She was like, I spoke up about abuse, about domestic abuse, and I felt our culture's wrath. And she's right. She's still feeling it. Like it's all very, and I know that a lot of people listening to this, they're like, you don't know the facts. I'm like, trust me, I did my research. You should too. I am just, again, it's like, I don't believe that men can't be victims, but in this case, I do not think that the man in this case is the victim. Do I think that, yes, maybe she was abusive at times too, and I don't think that mutual abuse is a thing. I think that a lot of it probably was self-defense. She honestly was genuinely scared for her life in some of these phone calls to 911. And if she was abusive too, fine. I think that he sounds like a sick, horrible human being. Sorry.
No. Listen, this is all about opinions and having one. But the thing that kind of disturbed me, even aside from the case, is what this kind of inspires. I watched this video of Chris D'Elia, who we've talked about on this show before.
Yeah.
And he has a podcast, you guys. This is somebody that supposedly got canceled that had, a lot of sexual relations with underage women, even though he's like, and a lot of people came forward. A lot of women came forward, but I also know one woman in particular that didn't come forward who was underage that he did wild stuff with because she was very scared. I know her personally in my life.
I have also spoken to someone personally who was victimized by Chris D'Elia when she was underage.
This man, Chris D'Elia, is discussing, and this gave him the fuel to then go on his podcast. And to speaking to Sophie's point earlier, is that the vitriol, like once somebody, and I'm trying to separate this from Amber and Johnny, but just using that as an example, once a woman is found guilty in some sort of court setting, you can then see the glee in which other people take it. Because Chris D'Elia, I really want you guys to see this clip. The glee he was talking about it in terms of like this BITC. Oh my God. Oh, Johnny had stillness. Johnny, you got an actor up there and she's over there. Not, and you just sensed he was so excited to be talking mad shit. And then you like kind of spin that out. And then it was like through this, you have the, old favorite Kyle Rittenhouse coming. He's like, I'm going to sue the press now. Johnny Depp inspired me to sue the press. And I'm like, it's like the Kardashian thing. Just be satisfied you're not in jail for murdering 3 people. Why do you have to then go, I'm inspired to now sue people because of Johnny? Like, that's the thing that I kind of get concerned with. And Tracy Morrissey, who's been on this show a bunch, actually, because this has created a lot of stars. This created a lot of internet stars covering this. We had that lady that Tracy was talking about, House in Habit, or something that she flew herself there based on, I guess, donations by her fans. And it was just I don't know if you followed that at all this week in the DMs. Yeah, I did. And Tracy was saying, this is really scary. Like, we shouldn't even be celebrating either side this. And she pointed out how kind of toxic these kind of internet journalists are that aren't really journalists, because they usually, and this woman just kind of like went off then on Tracy. And this woman now has 1 million followers close. And Tracy has a paltry 100,000, which is still amazing. But it was just so funny. It's like, whose audience can we turn on whose audience to hate each other? Now we're fighting with each other instead of kind of this common thing of this never should have been televised. We've got some real basic issues. Like, I think, love Amber Heard or hate Amber Heard, I think we have to admit that there is an issue in how we look at women in this country. Even in my Instagram post, I posted both of their letters after the court was ruled, and they both were super fast releasing them. But the Amber Heard comments were insane. Johnny Depp was all, he's a hero. But then one lady, and I'm not making fun of this lady, but kind of said like something about men, this will treat like that men, shouldn't be abused and all this stuff. And men are abuse victims too. And listen, I've had my own dealings with female and abuse and all of this stuff. But I will say, and what I said in this comment, I said up to this point, have you felt that men have been given a poor shake in this country? Like, have you felt like we've not been given our due? And that, because I said, me personally, as a dude, I feel like I've always kind of had a little, and especially as a white dude, have had a little bit of an advantage over other people, especially women,
Well, first of all, it was a defamation case. He wasn't found not guilty of being abusive. They agreed that he probably was. He also had been tanking his own career. And for him to blame this article on tanking his career is just like
laughable. Yeah, Rolling Stone did a great article about this years ago.
Right. But it sets such a dangerous precedent, like you said, where it empowers like men. Yeah, Chris D'Elia, who literally has had sex with underage girls and has, you know, been predatory towards underage girls for a long time now. You and I both have spoken to victims personally. It really does empower these men to be like, well, if Johnny Depp can do it, I can do it. I was defamed and blah, blah, blah. She didn't even name Johnny Depp in the article. Like, that is such a slippery slope. And I love how all of like the GOP and the far right people online are like celebrating, you know, the Johnny Depp verdict.
Yeah, all of a sudden the Republic.
I'm like, you're all about the Constitution usually. How is this not like the First Amendment where she has the right to free speech? Like, you're all about following the Constitution to a T. What happened to free speech? Like, it's really dangerous now that women, just for speaking out, can now be found guilty of defamation, even though like he was proven to be abusive. And yeah, it's just like, it's scary. It's a slippery slope and I don't like it.
Yeah, I mean, it is weird that we're kind of in that state of, and it was so funny. One of Trump's ex-press secretaries said, "Yo, guys, this is Johnny Depp." Like, even had to point out Johnny Depp isn't your guy because he had such a right-wing support. Because she was like, I want to remind people that Johnny Depp threatened to kill the president. Like, Johnny Depp hates Trump. So she was like, and I found that interesting of like people fighting on top of fighting of like, I know we're all celebrating, but this guy still is a bad man. Like, it is interesting, this point where we really all, I don't know, it's really, really interesting or scary, the place we're at.
People celebrating a man that texted his girlfriend or ex-girlfriend or whatever they were at the time that he wanted to fuck her dead corpse. Like, that she was scared for her life multiple times and thought she was going to die. Like, that is your hero. Like, I feel like I'm like living in the upside down.
Which is Stranger Things, to bring it all back.
Yeah, to bring it all back to Stranger Things. Like,
and finally,
like, it's very disheartening.
It is. So, you know, this is stuff we got to like kind of be aware of, you know, and kind of like try to listen to each other. I know my audience is usually pretty cool and stuff like, but it doesn't have to be like this, well, F you for not thinking this and F you, and you don't realize women are bad. And, you know, anyways, we talk about this all the time here. Finally, though, I wanted to end with something that I kind of cracked up about this week. Real Housewives of New York, Ramona Singer receives invite to Teresa Giudice and Louis Reales, that guy's wedding.
Yeah.
And then she revealed the location, you guys. She put it on Instagram and put the website, and it gave all of the details, the date, the registry.
Like the location, right?
Yeah, it gave the location. It gave the guest list. Like, we were able to find out who was like we found out that Countess Luann, which I didn't get. I thought of you in this when I found Countess Luann and Kenya are bridesmaids and Melissa is just a guest. And I was like, that's like, listen, like, I know you can hate Melissa all you want, but come on. Like, I would be offended if you brought Kenya, like you're just new friends with Kenya through Ultimate Girls Trip. Right. And she means more to you than Melissa.
That's hilarious. That's so funny.
Like, doesn't it prove like Joey of like, you say flesh and blood, you say it, you know, and then Kenya's more flesh and blood than Melissa.
Right. I think that no matter what side you're on, again, I'm very behind on Jersey, but I'm like, that's sketchy.
You don't even need to be on a side. You don't even, you can be behind for like 3 seasons and still be like wild about this. But also, when are people going? Cause like Andy Cohen's birthday was this week, and Ramona wished him a happy birthday. And Andy said, I would be honored if you would leak my birthday party location to your, you know, like he was joking about it. But when do we ever learn with Ramona of like, like, I don't even blame, I don't even blame Ramona though. Like, I mean, the fact that Teresa is smarter than Ramona says a lot, but like, I wouldn't expect Ramona to get it right. Like, I would give it to an assistant and not let Ramona handle it. You know, you just got to expect she's going to be bad at these things.
Like, why is she so dumb? It's just like shocking. It's shocking. It's very jarring.
Wait, you're getting into the summer in the city. What is the city's vibe in New York as you guys, we're now like kind of like fully operational everywhere. Is it exciting in the summer in New York when it's
Summer in
nice?
the city.
No, I feel
Everyone leaves the city in the summer. Like cities like Chicago, which is where my sister lives, they're like summertime shy because they have like the lake and the beach and like the playpen, which is where people take their boats and stuff. So it's like people flock to Chicago in the summer, or like the urban area of Chicago where it's like from the suburbs, I guess. It's like a fun atmosphere there. I feel like in New York, everyone leaves the city and goes to like the Hamptons. It's like we've been to the Jersey Shore for the past 2 weekends. I think I got color.
Wait, so you just go there just to hang out at the beach for the weekends?
Yeah, because my boyfriend's family has a house there, so it's just like easy. And we like rented a car again this weekend, so it's like just easy to drive out, chill at the beach, and like just be at the beach instead of like in the gross, sweaty city.
Did he do good on his tests from a couple months ago? Did he do good?
He passed all of them. He
Okay.
passed all of them. He took his last one right before Memorial Day, which was great. I don't think I mentioned that. But yeah, so we've been kind of like, he finally has free time now to focus on what's important, me.
I hope you told him that.
I did say that. And I was like, you're not allowed to like pay attention to anything else now.
Does your mom ever give you relationship advice? Not like that you asked her for advice, but does she ever kind of pepper like, so if this is what you want to do with a guy? Like, does she ever give you man advice, Amy?
Well, she's like, be nice to him. Because I feel like in the past, maybe I haven't been like the nicest, sweetest girlfriend, but like my boyfriend now is like just the sweetest, most perfect angel, honestly. And so both my mom and my sister, like the first few times they met him, they were like, be nice to him.
Do not make him cry. Do not make him cry.
They were like, do not mess this up. So
Sophie, look at me in the eye, Sophie. Sophie,
yeah.
Look me in the eye. Do not make him cry.
Yeah. Like he's just such a sweetie angel. He really is.
What you guys got to be coming up on a year soon, right? Or is it already?
Yeah, we are. We're going to be hitting a year in a few months. I think like 2-3 months.
This is I'm so proud of you. I mean, not that
I
was ever
funny that you would always ask me about my like dating when we first started doing this.
We remember guys back in the day, Sophie would go to bars, she would puke in the bathroom and I'm not saying that you don't still do that, but it was, now you're classier when you do it, I feel.
Yeah, no, I would go on dates and like puke in the bathroom and stuff. So
are you happy to be off the apps?
Honestly, it was kind of, yes, I am happy, obviously, because I found someone that like I have no interest in looking for anyone else, obviously. But the apps are like so fun. I always tell like single people, I'm like, just have fun on the apps. They're like really fun.
Well, they're fun, but they also just like media, it desensitizes you because you do start to look at it like a game. Like it doesn't even matter if like, it's just can be fun doing that. Like you're not even out there to even meet a person. You're out there to waste like click, 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 click while you're watching TV.
Right. Yeah, no, it gamifies dating, but like it's fun. I remember I would like sometimes when I was like bored at work or something, I would like open Hinge and I'd be like swipe. Like it's fun. Yeah.
I wonder how many girls have been lied to this weekend just about height alone. You were the one that first taught me about lying about height.
Yeah, like if a guy says he's 5'10", he's gonna be like 5'7", because if he was actually 5'10", he would just round up to 6 foot.
And that's what, like, I'm 6 foot and somebody said I lied about my height. And so I was at a 7-Eleven and they had a height thing and I took a picture to prove that I was 6 foot. Well, yeah, because I'm not, but then like, people just assume then that they can like, they're height tellers just by their eyes. And I think that's BS.
Yeah, no, don't let them gaslight you about your own height.
Fine. You see, dude, men are treated horrible in this country.
Yeah.
You guys, Sophie Ross, go do the Substack because I'm actually really looking forward to the Johnny Depp Amber Heard piece once she gets her thoughts together. More on that, but also go check up on the podcast. You'll always have interesting conversations there. We look forward to returning in July. And until then, you can get some of your Sophie fix here. Anything else coming up this week that we need to know about?
Oh, I got Twitter super follow. So if you want to super follow,
what does that mean? Wait, what does that
mean? You can,
is that a disease?
To become a super follower where I'll post exclusive content. And also you can like suggest things for me to write about. Cause I know I get a lot of DMs for people to be like, you should dive into this. And now it's like a more direct way for you to kind of like suggest things to me if you want to become a Twitter super follower.
How do you sign up for
cool.
super follower?
Go to my Twitter profile and you click, if you already follow me, it'll show super follow and you can press that. And yeah, and also just like thank you so much to everyone who like found me through this podcast and listened to my podcast and supported that podcast. I like just can't even put into words how much it means to me. And like,
it really is cool, you guys. Like, there's nothing cooler than like, I don't know. That's it's a very small community, but always growing, and there's always more people welcome. But Sophie's I believe, a real true talent, so you got to support. Yeah. Also, I'm going to be starting an OnlyFans. It's not like super follow. It's a little different. It's like a lot of feet things. You guys will find out more about that. Yeah.
I'm pumped.
Can you imagine just me like? Okay, you guys. We'll talk to you next week. So.
Okay, love ya. Bye.
Bye.